Okay, share screen. Okay, last part of the lecture, okay? Don't worry. Last part is we are going to discuss the case studies of the urban renewal, urban regeneration. Okay, beginning with the Hong Kong case study. Hong Kong case study. Okay, Hong Kong case study. Urban renewal. Okay, something that I haven't stated before this is the fact that, okay, in institutional economy, institutional economy, okay, a good way to analyze, okay, to analyze an economic activity in terms of property development, okay, is to use theories like structure agency theory, for instance, structure operation theory. So in both theories, okay, under the institutional economy, okay, they say actors or institutions are important because they drive the process of development or redevelopment, or in this case, urban regeneration. Okay, so if it's being recommended by institutional economy to identify the actors of the development process, so in this particular case, in the case of urban regeneration of Hong Kong, the Urban Renewal Authority played an important role in ensuring the success of Hong Kong's urban redevelopment or regeneration. So this is the background of the urban regeneration. Okay, extremely high land prices cause redevelopment to be attractive course of action. Now remember the timing, kan? The indicators or the test of whether you redevelop or not. One of which is when the returns to. We'll go back. Just want to show you the three. Wait, it's not here. The timing of redevelopment or regeneration. Where is it? Here. Development. Here, the timing of redevelopment. So 3 ways to decide when to undertake. The cost of clearance is less than cost of repairs. The capital value increase after redevelopment is more than rehabilitation. The capital value of cleared site is more than capital value of land and building in existing use. So in the case of Hong Kong, all 3 situations will fulfill 3 conditions they don't just use one, the 3. So because of the fact that Hong Kong had before and now still have, okay, extremely high land prices due to its limited land supply. Actually, Hong Kong has a lot of land, but most of the land are undevelopable because of the fact that they are located, they are what you call it, highlands, tanah tinggi, highlands or slopes or steep slopes that make development impossible in those areas. So that's why it limits the land supply in Hong Kong. Okay, so extremely high land prices. Okay, and the derelict buildings within the city's high density, high-rise development pattern seen as ruining the cityscape and affect the health and safety of the community as a whole. Okay, not very sure if you have read about, there's this area in Hong Kong. It's like what do you call it? Walled city within the city, but I don't know whether it still stands or it has been redeveloped. But that particular area, okay, it's like a small township, of low-income people. Not really slums because it's relatively clean compared to slums in other countries, but these are really low-income people living there in cramped situations, and they have their own sets of rules. They have their own business structures. Okay, they have high costs and things like that. So it's quite interesting. And those buildings are seen as derelict, you know, derelict meaning that run down. But for the occupants there, okay, they still they have a sense of ownership, sense of belonging there. They still see the so-called derelict buildings as their homes. Okay, so two perspectives lah. From outsiders, they see the buildings as derelict, and they see the buildings as ruining, as spoiling the cityscape. For visitors to come there, they feel ashamed to show that part of the city. And also, they say that that particular area can affect, can be the what you call the breeding place for diseases, breeding place for crimes, for criminals, to hide there. So health and safety of the community as a whole can be jeopardized if they let the derelict buildings to stand. So based on these backgrounds, the high land prices, okay, causing redevelopment to be highly attractive, and the fact that the buildings are seen as derelict, okay, due to these two factors, in 2001, the Hong Kong government established the Urban Renewal Authority, their URA. The URA uses 4R strategy, okay, 4Rs. Redevelopment, rehabilitation, reservation, revitalization. So 4Rs. So instead of just demolish and rebuild, okay, they use the strategy redevelopment, rehabilitation, reservation, revitalization. Okay. So what do the 4 strategies entail? So for redevelopment, says here, okay, improve living environment and raise quality of life by replacing old and dilapidated areas with new development. Okay, so this strategy is demolish, rebuild. Okay, demolish, rebuild. But the second one, reservation, is actually preservation, preserve. Okay, but they drop the P to make the strategy more catchy. So they use reservation, preservation actually. Preserve buildings of historical or cultural value. So the demolition is not in bulk. It's not done as a whole, but there are certain areas that are preserved, or certain buildings that have historical, that have cultural values. These buildings are preserved, dikekalkan, pengekalan. And the next one is rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means repairs and maintenance are being done. Okay, retrofitting. Okay, what else? Repairs, prolong the, or what else? What other things that can be done? Repainting. So many things to do with rehabilitation. Okay. Prolong the lifespan of old buildings. Okay? And finally, you have revitalization. Revitalization is more on the economic side, to introduce vibrancy to the areas, to the regenerated areas. Okay? Whereby revitalization strategy is to connect redevelopment, reconstruction, and preservation as dots, lines, and faces in a 3-dimensional way. Okay? Meaning, not just the cost, but also the building, which is the physical side, but also the people, 1, 2, 3, right? What were the challenges before to Hong Kong's urban regeneration strategies? The first one, the urban regeneration action by Hong Kong was seen as too focused on economic agenda and global ambition. I see the example that I gave just now of the what is the word for that? Of the cluster, is it cluster? Of the settlement, of the low-income settlement. They see the settlement as a spoiler of the cityscape, kan? As bringing shame to Hong Kong, where when visitors come, they feel shame, because they want to present Hong Kong as a gleaming new economy, with no dirty areas, everything new, everything looks squeaky clean. Okay, global ambition, because they want to please the outsiders. How they want to please outsiders rather than listen to the local people, to focus on economic agenda and there's global ambition there, too high global ambition. And two, developer business profit centric rather than people centric, rather than place centric. So it's market based rather than people based. And due to land scarcity, any redevelopment will be closely scrutinized by the people. Yeah, because of land being a very valuable commodity there. Okay, so if there's any proposed development, okay, the local people will immediately scrutinize, will immediately examine and look for any flaws or anything that can give griefs to them later lah, anything that can give negative effect to them in the future. And this is helped by the fact that Hong Kong, they have a strong voice of the civil society. Okay, so the non-government punya side to non-government side, they have very strong voice. Yeah, and public outcry can delay or even stop redevelopment projects. For example, the West Kowloon Cultural District WKCD project, I think was delayed for 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, due to public outcry, public protest over the project. If they see that basically this is the NIMBYism, kan? Have you heard of NIMBY before? NIMBY, not in my own backyard, not in my backyard, NIMBY. So they say, okay, you can develop or you can redevelop Hong Kong, but not at my backyard, not near to me, because it will affect me later. More cars, maybe more, no more cheap food there, because we have all these rich people coming in, bringing in their culture, their way of life, kan? So NIMBY, so this NIMBYism was strong there, together with the civil society being quite formidable. Okay, so those factors, okay, can disrupt or had disrupted the urban regeneration process in Hong Kong. And this is a common problem in more democratic societies, whereby the government needs to provide more wider channels of consultation or public expression. So in other countries, they also have this problem. Okay, it's just a matter of whether or not the government listen, or government acknowledge or take action when people speak, or when the civil society protests. Now, this is the Malaysian approach. Okay, we adopt the smart growth approach. I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about the timeline. Okay, but this is the current approach that we use now. Smart growth. We adopt the return to the city strategy, revitalize the city center, restore activity in a fiercely competitive international context. So we're not just talking about doing the urban regeneration for the local market, for the national market. We want to attract other people, right, to come to see that particular area after it has been regenerated or redeveloped. Okay, international people coming in. Implement initiatives to improve the quality of the environment. So not just on the physical aspect, the buildings, the demolish and rebuild, but also we want, we also have the consideration of the quality of the environment. Okay. Right, so we have the revitalization means, okay, there can be a long discussion on what revitalizing the city center means. But basically, the main thought on revitalization of the city center is, when you have businesses in the city center, people will come. That will increase the vibrancy of the city center. So business first, then the population will later on naturally come. That's the thinking behind having promoting the businesses first. So case study for Malaysia is the Georgetown. It's Georgetown in Penang. So the Chinese students who haven't done any sightseeing in Malaysia, who hasn't come to Malaysia yet or whatever, haven't done any sightseeing, you can go to Georgetown, Malacca. Both cities have been nominated as the World Heritage Site in 2008. So a lot of history there. Okay. So Georgetown is a classic example of a city, of an inner city that experienced a very bad urban decay, very bad urban decline, um, and the city has managed to turn things around. It's now very vibrant, very lively. Okay, through this urban regeneration strategies. Now, some background to Georgetown. Okay, Georgetown in Penang. So it began with port city, with being a port city, trading, whereby trading was the main economic activity there from 1786 to 1969. Why 69? Don't know. Because 1970s when the economy begins to turn from agri-based to manufacturing based. So Penang was not immune to that. But I think if Penang even was one of the pioneers of industrialization in Malaysia, in the country. So you have the finding year, the year of when Penang was found, so-called found by Francis Light. Okay, I disagree, but anyway, that's another point. Now, 1786. Okay, it began with a port city. Even from the beginning, it experienced urbanization. So throughout the years from 1786 to 1969, there was urbanization. Okay? Penang is an island. Penang is an island. So you have people from the mainland coming to live in the port city of Georgetown, okay, on the island. Okay? Then they build the Penang Bridge. You have ferries first. Ferries was enough for to connect the mainland to Penang, to the Penang Island. But then they have the bridge, and then they have the second bridge as well. Okay. Now, slowly from port city, Penang became an industrial city. Okay, and then they have urban sprawl. It showed this one. It showed the trend of urban sprawl from Georgetown itself, the city center, to the neighboring areas, Bayan Lepas, whatever, on the island itself. Okay. Now they are promoting Georgetown as, they are promoting knowledge as the economic base for Penang, knowledge city. Okay, cities have to evolve. Okay, they cannot stay stagnant. Cannot just depend, okay, their economy on one economic activity. So now the main economic activity is knowledge. It's a knowledge city because of the fact that Penang has so much history from before. It's gone through so much. Now, these are the challenges that Penang face, okay, or has faced in the past. So you can see here some newspaper clippings, okay, regarding the state of the heritage properties in Georgetown. It says here heritage at stake. So heritage is heritage here refers to both the built heritage and tangible and intangible heritage. Tangible heritage, like things like buildings, heritage buildings. Tangible heritage, dance, tangible heritage. Intangible heritage, culture. Culture, food, recipe tu, intangible heritage. Okay, so heritage of Penang, it says that is at stake. Losing the heritage because of this urban decay, because of this urbanization. So Georgetown is losing its attraction. Okay, say here fast tracking Penang into ghetto. Okay, Penang has lost many of its talents. Losing talent one of the indicators of urban decline or decay. Penang, a concrete jungle. Jungle brings about a negative connotation. Concrete jungle, concrete jungle. Concrete means a dead area, non-vibrant area, soulless city. Nobody wants to live there. Concrete jungle. Okay, so those negative things are being used to describe Penang. Concrete jungle. Pedestrians in Penang completely neglected. Life's no longer a beach in Penang. So this is just a play on the fact that Penang has a lot of lovely beaches, Pantai apa cantik tak tahulah. Feringgi, Batu Feringgi for instance. So life's no longer a beach in Penang. So that means that things are getting harder. Things are not so pleasant anymore. So in Penang, so those things were being reported on Penang, especially Georgetown. Now, the signs of urban decline in Georgetown can be seen in the early 2000s, whereby there's a loss of old world charm. It became more and more like a concrete jungle, increased congestion and air pollution from automobiles. Okay, but anyway, I went there in 2008. I still use the beca. Beca is a trishaw. No problem. Still happy until today. Air pollution, anyway. Air pollution from automobiles. Increased mean temperature. Okay, yeah, of course. Urban heat island. Everybody has heard about that. Okay, urban heat island when what do you call it? When development is focused on in an area, in a small area, everything is there. The buildings release CO2, can create a greenhouse effect there in that particular micro location. Mean temperature can be increased, kan? Urban heat island. So that's the effect that Georgetown has experienced over the years. Greenhouse emissions, not just from the buildings, but also from the vehicles, things like that. From the factories, unsustainable water and solid waste. Okay, water coming into the building or coming to the users, clean, and then going out. Cannot be used anymore, unsustainable water and solid waste there. Overburdened infrastructure, the carrying capacity of the city, of any area, of a site, of a city, of a country, there's a maximum capacity there, right? What we call carrying capacity. For instance, a site has a certain amount of piping for sewerage, for water reticulation and things like that. Okay, certain carrying capacity. Once the carrying capacity has been breached, so over the limit, then the infra cannot support anymore the user on the site, in the city, in the country. So there was a case of overburdened infrastructure there in Georgetown. Effects, flight of talent from Penang, people moving out, all these, surgeons moving from Penang, from Georgetown to the US, to the UK, lecturers moving out from Penang to NUS, things like that. And then you have declining growth of high value tourism, okay? Because people do not want to go there anymore, there's no attraction, the declining growth of high value tourism, go there for food, charasta punya, jeruk, asam, whatever kan, growth of high value, declining quality of life finally, higher levels of pollution, higher levels of congestion, crowded areas, okay, things like that. Now, urban regeneration. Now, in 2007, Georgetown was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site together with Malacca. Two cities as one. The two cities are the connection between these two cities, Georgetown, Malacca is the Straits of Malacca. World Heritage Sites along the Straits of Malacca. 2009, the Georgetown Grants Program, GP, was launched and managed by Think City. Now, Think City is a very good organization. They publish a lot of useful publications, but it's just a matter for the public discovering the publications. But these people at Think City, I think, in my opinion, okay, they have come up with good publications, which was under publicized. Think City is under Khazanah. Khazanah is a GLC. GLC has unlimited government funds anyway. 20 million allocation, 204 projects for Georgetown's urban regeneration. So the allocation involves physical grants, okay, improving the buildings, the physical aspect of Georgetown, cultural mapping. Cultural mapping, again, heritage can be divided into two, tangible, intangible. So they are concerned about the preservation of the intangible heritage too. So they did also, besides the physical side, the conservation of the buildings, the temples, the mosque, the what else dekat sana, charasta, the old buildings, that the colonial buildings too. They also do the cultural mapping, things like Banyonya punya culture, things like the Chinese punya culture there. And finally, technical assistance in doing building conservation. Okay, there needs to be SOPs, kan? SOPs, standard operation procedure. How to refurbish, how to renovate, what kind of materials can be used, where to source your materials, kan? To match the original material. So these technical assistance are given by the Jabatan, by the Department of Heritage, mostly. Now, Georgetown before the urban regeneration, you can see here, kan? You can see here signs of physical dilapidation, especially with the building facade, lack of economic activities, especially night time. It becomes dead city lah. Dead city at night. There's no people on the street. That's not vibrant anymore. Dead area. And you have traffic congestion, pollution before lah. So this was before the urban regeneration. Actions were taken in Penang to arrest the decline and decay of Georgetown. After urban regeneration, so you have this now. You have affordable housing project in Armenian Street. You have the annual Georgetown Art Festival, except this year because you have the COVID-19 situation. But they used to have this every year. It's quite good. They have all kinds of cultural events at the Georgetown Art Festival from morning until night. And then they have street art, which attracts people to go to, they organize things like, not treasure hunt, like something like treasure hunt, take photos with the paintings on the walls, for instance, the street art on building facade or building frontage or even at the sides. So people go there and try to find all these art and take photos with them. Okay, so it attracts people to go to places that they normally, not people, visitors lah. They attract the visitors to go to places that they normally won't go. Normally when they go to Penang, they go to Charasta, Batu Ferringhi, to the Padang Kota, whatever, kan? But now with this street art, they explore more the smaller street areas, smaller areas, and go into the lorong-lorong, small roads, just to take photos, because nowadays you have the Insta, you have Facebook, everything, and you want to upload the photos of you with the street art on social media, kan? And then they have this Car Free Sunday. This is normal now, but before Penang introduced this, they were the pioneer of this Car Free Sunday. So now you have this in Shah Alam, in where else, Putrajaya, in Cyberjaya, and things like in other cities in Malaysia. Okay, after that, so we can see now the the good reports coming in. Okay, says here, one example, the US News and World Report said of Georgetown in Penang, life here is both traditional and 21st century, exotic and comfortable. It's the only city outside the North and Central America and Europe to rank inside the top 10. So very good, very good review of Penang. Because of what? The rich cultural heritage, status as an Asian culinary capital, and then in Lonely Planet's list of top 10 travels for travel. Okay, so best city, the second best city in the world for the Americans to retire to, taking into account culture, access to health services, quality of life, and community. So see here how the Georgetown or Penang government managed to turn around the city of Georgetown. Okay, so stop share. Good. So that's where we stop for today, and we also reached the 10-minute limit for the third Zoom. So I take questions. I want to take any of your questions now. While waiting for the Zoom time to end, we have about 9 minutes. Any questions? Any questions regarding today's lecture? No. If not, we can go to Padlet from now. So you have from 11 until 12. So the thing about Padlet is, okay, try to make your whatever you want to, your contribution. Try to make your contributions sweet and short and sweet lah, kalau boleh, small. You can make it as long as you want, but if you make it smaller, okay, shorter, maybe it will be easier for me to read and for for us to maintain the thread later on. But it's up to you. There's no word limit on Padlet. Okay, again, whoever who is not familiar with Padlet, okay, I want to share with you the Padlet. Oh, before we forgot, last, share Padlet. Where is it? Screen. Show our windows. Regeneration. Okay. Now, Teams. This one. Share. Okay. For today, you have in Spectrum, you have Zoom lecture 2, 3, this one, this 2. But after this, I will provide link to YouTube lecture 1, link to YouTube lecture 2, link to YouTube lecture 3. Okay. So for those who missed today's lecture, can go back again. Now, Padlet. So everybody can see, right? Okay, now let me start here with my whatever thing. You may want to continue from what I write, or sustainability in our generation from the out of the 4 aspects. So you have physical, economy, social aspects of urban regeneration. Okay, which is easiest? Easiest to be tackled, solved, to be resolved. Nanti boleh jawab lah. You can start with this. You can answer with this. Sorry, question mark lah. Okay. Right. You can start here. So anybody who wants to answer my question, you can write here. Everybody can see the screen, right? Can add comment. Yeah. Can add comment here, and then you click this one or enter. I think both can. Now, anyway, you can either answer my question here, or you can add your own comment. Comment means comment lah. It's free lah. There's no right or wrong answer to this. How can we improve sustainability? So what I do with my undergraduate students is every time they add their input here, or they put their point here, I will answer. And then other students can come in and add their own thoughts on that particular answer. Okay, so it's a good way for us to share our thoughts without us having to be there physically at the same time. So I can visit this Padlet tonight. I can visit this Padlet 1 hour from now or whenever. Okay, so same with you, at your own convenience. Okay, at your own convenience, because I open the Padlet until tomorrow. Okay, so I will from time to time I will come again and answer whatever, or respond. Actually, not answer. Respond to whatever you have written. Now, everybody, can we show our faces so that I can take a print screen as proof of lecture that that has taken place? Boleh tak? Everybody show your video. Can everybody show video? Show your face. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Come on. You have 3 more minutes. Okay, come on. Okay. Hi everyone. Now I can see your face. Okay. It's a pity that I cannot see you face to face, you know, because I prefer a live, a classroom interaction. Kan? Zoom is actually tiring to this. It's more tiring to this. Because how? Because why? Sometimes when the lines are lagging, kan? When suara I putus-putus, when the line is lagging, your mind is training to figure out what the heck is the lecturer trying to say from before, and now they try to make the connection. That's why it's double punya tiring to listen to Zoom lectures. Not just a matter of me not seeing your body language is one more thing, but the other one is more tiring on the students, because sometimes when the line is lagging, you have to figure out what is the lecturer saying. Okay, anyway, the other people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 don't want to show your faces, is it? Come on. Fatihah, Chia, hi. Lau, Royu, Amanda. Okay, I give no time. We're running out of time. Okay, now Zoom is ending. Okay, everybody smile or do whatever lah. Freestyle. Okay, so I'll see you after this on Padlet, okay, and next week. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor.
Sure.
Thank you, Doktor.
Anafi.
Ya, Doktor.
Nanti.
Saya dah komen, Doktor, kat Padlet.
Ya.
My video is
No.
broken.
Yeah?
My video is broken.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. Now, I would like to remind all of you regarding dissertation. Yeah, dissertation, yeah. I mean, whoever is going to submit next semester lah, besides class rep, whoever else who wants to submit, okay. Now, university is saying that there's no courses to be offered during special semester, but we are trying to fight because we say that we want you guys to graduate this year. So maybe they will give you a special consideration, and they will open up the dissertation for special semester. Do you understand my situation, what I'm saying to you? Because of the COVID-19 situation, everything has been pushed back. Okay, so that means that even the starting of the special semester eats up into, the special semester itself eats up into the first semester. So they say they want to cancel everything, special semester, no courses to be offered, but we are saying we want you guys to graduate also. So we said we try to fight for dissertation to be offered during special semester so that you can submit and you can graduate in September. Okay?
So when will the special semester start, Doktor?
I tak tahu. True answer, because some say because this semester will end July. Okay, so that eats up 2 weeks of special semester actually. Okay, anyway, bye. No more time. Bye. See you around.
Alright.
Bye. Selamat buka.
Lama lagi tu.
Lama lagi.
Kan
Zuhur buka.
Doktor, nanti saya
setengah hari.
Nak revise saya punya ni lah.
Apa tu?
Dissertation.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, Doktor. Okay, bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alright, thank you.
Bye.